Yo, what is up YouTube? It's your boy Legend and I'm back with another video. You already know what this is just by looking at the thumbnail. What if Naruto sealed himself for 7,000 years to save everyone? By the way, this is a Naruto x Azula ship. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe while you at it. But without further ado, let's just get into this intro so we can start this what if.
Hate us, and we deserve it.
Naruto watched as an ash bone pierced Sasuke in the stomach. There was no way that it happened like that. Sasuke wouldn't go out that way. You should see the look on your face, loser. You look as though you've seen a ghost. Naruto lifted his head. Sasuke took the bone that was meant for him. How did he even get here? Kaguya sent him to another dimension. Naruto, you're the only one that can stop her. She may be stronger than you physically, but mentally, no one or no being can hold a candle to you. You won't be able to use the 6 past planetary devastation without me. So, you will have to find another way to seal her yourself. With that, Sasuke turned to dust, not a trace of him remaining. A tear slipped down from Naruto's eyes as he looked at Kaguya. She raised a hand to fire another bone, but Naruto pulled out a 3-pronged kunai and wiped his blood on the blade as he was teleported away back to Minato. He appeared in a flash, and telling that he came alone, everyone knew that Sasuke was gone. With tears in his eyes, Naruto spoke as he went through hand signs. Dad, what are the signs for the Reaper Death Seal? Summoning Jutsu. Naruto slammed a hand down on the ground as Mappa, Gamabunta, and Yamakichi appeared in a puff of smoke. Minato relayed the seals, and the next sentence shocked everyone. Once I have her sealed, I want the 4 of you to help petrify me. This is something that needs to be done. Sakura looked over with tears in her eyes along with Kakashi. Naruto turned to the right. I can feel her traveling through dimensions to find me. We don't have much time. Naruto began to do the hand signs, finishing them just in time. The moment Kaguya appeared from a dimension, the Shinigami appeared behind Naruto, with all 4 toads around Naruto. Minato smiled. I'm proud to have you as my son, Naruto. A tear ran down Naruto's cheek as he continued the jutsu. The Shinigami looked down at the two. The woman was a divine being, so he didn't bother trying to take the boy's soul lest he give her the chance to escape. The Shinigami stuck an arm through Naruto and gripped Kaguya, who tried to fight off the cold hand with an almighty push to no avail. Kaguya's soul was yanked and cut from her body as it thrashed in the hands of the death god. It was then yanked and pulled into Naruto as the hand exited his body, leaving the powerful soul. As his eyes widened and he dropped to his knees, clutching at his chest. His heart had just skipped 6 beats as his breath became haggard, and the pain that he felt was deadly to the point where he was sure that he was going into shock. The pain was so great that it forced him out of his Rikudo Seni mode, bringing him back down to his base form. Naruto sat up onto his knees before entering a meditative position, drawing in as much nature energy as he could, going into sage mode despite the pain that he felt. His body stopped taking in the nature energy, and now it was time for the toads to step in. The 4 toads touched Naruto, forcing more nature energy into him as he slowly turned to stone, a pained expression still on his face once he was completely petrified. Now he would be in an eternal battle with the rabbit goddess, and this time he had the advantage because now her chakra was cut off from her soul, and Naruto could still access his in the seal that he was now in. With Kaguya being sealed and Naruto petrified, technically, in terms of speaking, the two of them were now dead. as the infinite Tsukuyomi released itself and freed everyone. Upon getting their bearings, everyone wanted to celebrate Naruto's efforts, but they were halted when they came upon a petrified Naruto. Minato explained everything, and everyone took it hard, Hinata taking it the hardest. To them, Naruto will always be remembered for the sacrifice that he made to save everyone. Time skip. It was now 7,000 years since the end of the 4th Shinobi War, and Naruto's statue still resided in the very same spot that it was made. However, the spot was no longer in an open battlefield. It was now in a cellar that was used to keep prisoners locked away. Currently, the statue's outer layer was slowly starting to crumble away, so a very small piece of his flesh was showing as a result. However, you wouldn't notice it unless you actively looked for it. Naruto was able to vaguely hear what was going on around him, but he was still just a person mimicking a statue. Naruto was able to make out the sound of a heavy metal door sliding open, a woman crying and screaming in protest, the sound of a slap and the door closing. Outside of the sealed Naruto, a woman at the age of 14. She had long, messy black hair, pale skin, pink lips that were full, a slender frame, and eyes full of anger. They dare put their hands on me, Princess Azula! Azula plopped down onto the makeshift cot that was in the room. Throwing another tantrum would do her no good. She looked over at the statue that sat in the far right corner of the room. She didn't know why, but the statue radiated an aura that was warm and calming. Inside of the mindscape of Naruto, it was a war like no other. A war that's been going on for 7,000 years between 2 people and 9 entities. Almighty push! Naruto crossed his arms as he was blown back and fell into the black void that used to hold Kurama. Naruto then heard the voice of Monotami. Naruto-kun, you need to end this soon. I know you can feel it. Both yours and our power are starting to deplete rapidly. Naruto stood up panting. I know, Monotami, but I can't understand it. We've only been going at it for an hour. I shouldn't be this drained. All the Biju shook their head. Then Naruto heard Kurama speak. Naruto, in reality, we've all been fighting for 7,000 years. Time in here and time out there is different. Naruto said nothing. He needed a plan to end this. He then fell to his knees as he exited his enhanced 6-path sage mode. I hope this works. All of you, I need you to slowly feed me all of your power into me. The Biju did as told, and Naruto fell forward onto his face. Kaguya looked on at the boy that she was facing. She figured that he had finally ran out of steam. Now all she had to do was go and take back her chakra. Kaguya floated over towards him. She picked Naruto up by the hair before she gasped. She looked down to see the entirety of Naruto's arm. It was black, and it was phasing through her chest. Naruto smirked as he powered back up, as he began to pull as a thick white light was being pulled from Kaguya. Naruto then stopped as he was unable to pull anymore, as Kaguya spoke. To think that you would try to pull from my chakra network and make it your own. That may have worked against your Biju, reincarnate of Ashura, but not me. She began to pull back. It was now a deadly game of tug of war. The two pulled as Naruto began to lose. Naruto began to sweat and lose his grip. Shit! It's like she hasn't lost an ounce of energy. Kid, do you feel that? It's faint, but it's there. Naruto focused and then he gasped. He could feel the last of her residual chakra inside of him. He then smirked as change burst from his chest and pierced Kaguya before wrapping around her. Naruto gave a hard pull, catching the goddess off guard as she dropped down to her knees. I what? Save the world from the likes of you? Yes, there are people that I care about, and you threaten them. The only thing stopping me from killing you is that I can't, because I can't control all of your chakra. So you will remain here, sealed away until you fade away completely. leaving your chakra behind for the 10 of us to control. Kaguya didn't glare. She didn't even look at him. She just stared up into the Mindscape. Naruto turned and walked away as a cage rose up behind him and around Kaguya, trapping her there. Naruto then passed out. The drain of his soul was immense, and now he was finally getting a break. Time skip. 3 years later, Naruto woke up in his Mindscape. All 9 Biju stood up around him. So you're finally up. Naruto sat up. He then looked around. He then looked over at Kaguya. How long have I been out? Kurama answered, saying that he was out for 3 years, and Naruto sighed. He stood up and looked around at his destroyed Mindscape. He closed his eyes for a minute, and when he opened them, there was now a lush green field. Kaguya was no longer in a cage, but she had on a black choker with spikes on it, and it had a chain attached to the back of it. This is a nice change. Wait, what the fuck? Naruto rose an eyebrow at the unfamiliar voice, so he turned and went wide-eyed at the sight. There stood 9 sexy women. The one who spoke had long crimson hair that came down to her lower back. She was fairly tall for a woman standing at 5'10". She wore a black and white kimono with a red obi tying the middle, trying but failing a little to conceal her D-cup bosom. What gave away her identity was the 9 black and red tails that flowed behind her. Naruto stared at the woman. He was near brain dead from the sight. He took in her flawless porcelain skin. One of the other women took in the appearance of Kurama before she looked down at herself. She then leaned over to another one of the women there. I think she gave him a stiffy. Kurama was getting annoyed at the boy staring. She appeared in front of him and punched him in the face. It's rude to stare, you idiot. Naruto rubbed his cheek and stood up. Sorry, your appearance just caught me by surprise. Naruto looked behind her to see another beautiful woman, this one standing at around 5'6", with long black hair that came down to her shoulders, with blue streaks running through it. She had fair skin and a slightly smaller bosom. She had on a black and blue kimono, with a white obi tying it at the middle. She also had yellow eyes with black slitted pupils like Kurama. She also had 2 flaming tails behind her. Monotabi smirked as she sauntered up to the blonde boy. Seeing something that you like, Naruto. Naruto didn't have time to take in the sight of the other 7 women as he passed out, falling backwards before he phased out of the Mindscape. Aw, I think I broke him, said Monotabi. Azula's point of view. I lay curled up in a ball on this uncomfortable stone bed. I stopped counting the days I've been locked up in this hellhole after day 89. I looked down at my hands. They looked brittle and dry. My hair sure as hell must be oily and frazzled. I never even had access to a mirror. Hell, these bastards didn't even supply me with any basic hygiene products. No toothbrush, no brush, no comb, no damn toothpaste. They've humiliated me from day 1 of me being here. And to make things worse, this place is below freezing, so I can't firebend. When I have to bathe, they chain my hands and ankles, and they half-ass clean me with nothing but cold water. If I'm lucky, the water will have bath salt and mint in it to help get rid of this foul stench. I can't even use the bathroom in peace. I then heard a small crack. At first I ignored it, but I heard it again coming from the right corner of the room. I slowly turned to face the odd sound, my eyes landing on the warm statue. I stared at it for some time. Eventually, I began to notice cracks, as if the statue began to age and show signs of wear and tear. Naruto's point of view. Naruto finally woke up from his 7,000-year war and 3-year nap. Naruto went to move, but remembered that he was, in the state of a statue. Naruto began to move his fingers, trying to break out of the statue, causing it to creak. It was a very slow process. and he only managed to make small cracks into the outer shell. This is taking too damn long, thought Naruto. Naruto then began to release his chakra to break out of the outer petrification. Naruto didn't know it yet, but his chakra was no longer the normal blue. The statue began to glow white from the now divine chakra that Naruto was releasing. Soon, the statue exploded outwards, and Naruto coughed. Damn, I really need to stretch. Being petrified for 7,000 years really does a number on your joints. And why is it so cold in here? Naruto looked around. The entire area was ice. Naruto's eyes then landed on a not so dressed properly female. Hi? That's all Naruto could really say. He wasn't expecting to see a poorly dressed and poorly cleaned girl when he awoke, to say the least. I'm Naruto. Do you know where we are? Azula blinked as she looked at him. She then chuckled before it turned into a full-blown laugh. I finally lost it. I've lost my mind here. I'm seeing talking statues now. Naruto appeared in front of her and flicked her on the forehead, causing her head to snap back. I'm not a statue, damn it! Azula rubbed her head with a pout. Ow. Naruto looked around the room made from ice and stone. He noticed that the bars were only a short distance away, and he looked back at the girl. Why are you locked up in an ice prison? Azula looked at him, her eyes dull and void of emotion. Because I'm a crazy little girl who lost her mind when everyone I held close to her betrayed me in favor of my weak elder brother. Naruto looked at the girl, analyzing her, trying to see if she were lying or not. But she was currently radiating sadness at the memory. Naruto then heard Monotabi speak in his head. Oh, come on, Naruto-kun. Just help the poor thing. Naruto sighed. What he really wanted to know was, why was she in an ice prison? If Naruto had to guess, then it probably was because they wanted to cut off whatever ability she had. It was most likely an ability that derived from heat or something. Naruto sat down next to her, prompting the girl to look at him. What's your name? You know mine, but I can't say the same for you. Azula looked Naruto up and down. She could practically feel the pressure of his power on top of her. She couldn't feel the power itself, but she could feel the weight of it. I'm Azula. Naruto nodded. Okay, Azula. If I were to get you out of here, what would you do afterwards? Azula looked at the blonde like he was joking. She wanted to say that she would go and take an actual bath, get new panties and burn her old blood-stained ones, and just scrub herself clean until her body was red. But he didn't need to know any of that. All I want to do is to just go away, live in peace, and be left alone. Naruto smiled as he walked up to one of the walls of ice before putting a hand on it. Based on the thickness, they were at least 60 feet underground. Naruto closed his eyes as he started to transform into his six-path sage mode. The room itself began to shake on the verge of collapse, and Azula began to look panicked as she held on to the stone bed. Once Naruto was done transforming, he noticed that his cloak was no longer yellow. It was white, with 10 truth-seeking orbs. His perception of reality was far slower. He could see everything and how everything was structured and made up. He felt more powerful than he did previously, and he felt that he could bring down this entire prison with nothing but a scream. Naruto then formed a small disc from his truth-seeking orbs and lowered it down to Azula's feet. Step on, we're leaving. Azula nodded and she stepped on. She had to stifle a scream as she and Naruto began to levitate all the way up to the ceiling. She then saw Naruto hold out a hand as a strange white sphere formed, prompting him to look at it questioningly before he slammed it into the wall with a shot of Rasengan. But guys, I'm going to end it off right here. If you guys enjoyed the video, Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe while you're at it. But without further ado, I'm out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.